Bible says that we're not supposed to do things alone. The only time God said it's not good is when He saw Adam alone. It's not good that he be alone. I'll make a helpmate suitable. Ecclesiastes 4 says, it's better if two of you walk together, because if one of you stumbles, the other can help him up. If one of you is cold, the other one can keep you warm. Two can do the job of three. So you need a buddy. You need a best friend. You need a guy that will be real with you. You say, where in the world do I find a friend like that? I've been burned before. Anybody been burned by a friend? Anybody burned a friend? Works both ways, guys. Huh? Yeah, you've burned a friend. And yeah, you've been burned. That is the nature of a relationship. You think over 20 years, Vince and I haven't had some moments? Now, we've only had 2 arguments in over 20 years. I mean, real in each other's face. No, that's wrong. But most of the time, we just talk. We just share, and I listen, and he listens, and then we respond, we apologize, we forgive, and we move on. But you need a buddy like that. You know, Dale Carnegie, famous guy. You guys heard Dale Carnegie? He wrote the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. You ought to read a book. It's a great book. It's a secular book, but it teaches you how to do relationship. And someone once asked him, how did you turn those 43 guys, or how did you hire, he said, how did you hire 43 millionaires in your company? He said, I didn't. I turned them into millionaires. He said, the reason I was able to turn them into millionaires is because I looked for the gold, not the dirt.
There you go.
And he gives an illustration of a gold mine. A lot of dirt in that mine, very little gold. But you don't look for the dirt, you look for the gold. If you look for dirt, you'll find it. You will find it. The underdeveloped areas of a guy's life, you will find them if you look for them. But if you're looking for the gold in that guy, and iron sharpens iron. It takes 2 guys working together, committing to each other, saying, come on, let's do life together as friends, and let's sharpen each other. That's what it takes. I did a little study on a best friend. What a good friend. How do you win a friend? How do you find one? And the best way to find a friend is to be a friend. You hear what I said? Be a friend. If you read Proverbs, it says, a fool delights in airing his own opinions. I mean, if you're the one doing all the talking and you're the one that always doing the teaching, who's going to want to hang around that? Proverbs 18:1 says, a foolish man goes after selfish ends. See, if you're always concerned about yourself in a relationship, who's going to want to be around that? Your opinions, always what you want to do. And then it says this, a rich man has many friends, a poor one can't find one. You know what that tells me? If you're always broke, borrowing money, nobody's going to want to stick around. Huh? Now, I'm not talking about a season where, you had a bad luck and something happened, lost a job, whatever. I'm talking about you're always in need. Always having to give to you. Nobody wants to hang around that. So if you're opinionated, selfish, broke, what kind of a friend are you? I need someone that's going to want to hear from me too. Every once in a while, will you do what I want to do? And every once in a while, can you buy me a gift? I mean, a gift makes a person feel good. Did you ever have somebody give you something just for no reason? You start looking at yourself, what is it about me? Why do they do that? I don't even know why they did that. It makes you feel good on the inside. And so if you want a friend, be a friend. And a bud's going to tell you the truth. Now listen to this. If all your friends do is compliment you, that isn't a friend. If all your friend does is encourage you, that's not really a friend either. Galatians 4:16, Paul says, have I now become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Oh, I see. I'm your buddy as long as I encourage you and compliment you. But the minute I offer correction to you, now I'm your enemy? You ever found that? Why? Because our pride's in the way. And pride doesn't love God, it plays God. I need a friend. I want to be a friend. Vince, over the years, has had to overlook my faults, forgive my offenses, correct my mistakes, and live with my shortcomings. He's had to do that. And I've had to do it for him too. And there are things about people that you just say, you know what, that's just the way they are. And God will develop them. I'm not the Holy Spirit. And I'll share when I feel the time is right. But I'm going to accept this about this person. No one's perfect, not even you. I mean, would you believe this, that there are blind spots about you that you don't know? See, you don't know what you don't know. Think about that for a moment. You don't know what you don't know. There are areas about you, areas about me that I'm not even aware of, that bug people. They're little idiosyncrasies, they're Garyisms that I'm not even aware I do. Like my boys, one time we were driving in the car and a bungee cord hit me in the eye. About 3 years ago, I was tying down some brush on the back of a truck, and I took a bungee cord, and it was about that short from the hook, and I was just wham! No, it permanently knocked out the center of my vision in my right eye. It's heavy. Hit me right on the eye and into the nose. Thought I broke my whole face. The pain was beyond my ability to endure. I since met other people that had the same injury. It's very common. It's number 2 eye injury is bungee cord. Don't use them. You know what the number 1 eye injury is? You're going to love this. Champagne cork. Well, this bungee cord hits me in the eye, does the damage, hits my nose right here. Nose bled for 12 hours. And so I feel like it's always something there. You know what I mean? You get that feeling like a boxer. You just feel it all the time. I didn't even realize it, but I'm always in the car picking my nose, checking that right side over all the time. Didn't even realize I'm doing it. My kid goes, "Will you stop picking your nose?" I didn't know I was doing it. So there are little things that you don't know that you're even doing about your personality, the way you always respond. Like if somebody says that, knee-jerk, you could do this. Somebody says that, you say this. And so those things, I need a friend to show me. Proverbs 16:2 says, all a man's ways seem innocent to him. All a man's ways seem innocent to him, but the Lord checks the motives. Huh? Why are we doing what we do if the covers were really pulled off? There's a great story in Galatians 2. Now, Peter is the head of the church. He is the man. He's the pope, if you would. In fact, the Catholic Church still hails him as the first pope. Peter was the leader of the Jerusalem church. Paul comes on the scene. He's an apostle to the Gentiles. He never walked with Christ. He's self-proclaimed as an apostle, so he doesn't have quite the authority as everybody else. And he's writing to the Galatians to remind them of who he is, and he has to use an illustration to show what kind of authority he has. Now remember, Peter's the man. Paul's just Johnny-come-lately. And Paul writes and says, when I got into Antioch, I rebuked Peter because he was clearly in the wrong. Well, who was it clear to? Not to Peter. But it was clear to Paul. So that means it's clear that things aren't always clear. And Paul rebukes Peter for his hypocrisy and shares his life as a friend. That's what I'm talking about. There are things that aren't clear. It's clear to others, but they're not clear to us. And that's why I need a buddy. I need someone that will speak into my life. I mean, there are things that you are doing and will do in life that you need someone to say, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? No. Wait. Hold on. Before you do that, wait a minute. I mean, the televangelists, you remember Jim Bakker, Jimmy Swaggart? How many were saved back in '88? How many of you? Wow. 10 of you, 12 of you. You remember if you're a Christian. I mean, Jimmy Swaggart was our boy. Jimmy Swaggart was the best preacher ever lived. Effective, anointed, stumbling in sin behind the scenes. Jim Bakker lost his mind. And you know why? They wouldn't let anybody around them except yes men. Guys that would never say, why? Why are you doing that? No. And see, the bigger we get, the more powerful and successful we get, the more we think that other people can't tell us what to do. Hey, I'm the man in charge. I have the big church. I'm in charge of ministry. I wrote a book. I don't need you to tell me nothing. just count the days till my downfall, will you? It's just a matter of time. Satan loves the autonomy, the pride that pushes a person. You need someone in your life to say, why are we doing this?